Hello and welcome to part one of my country village rentals. In this video, I am making a little country cottagey village type place where there'll be 4 rentals, and in the middle there will be a community centre with a gym and also a pool, as well as a laundry facility. So in part one, I will be just showing the first 2 rentals. They are the smallest of the 4 rentals available with one. They're like a studio apartment really, so the bedroom's in the main living area and there's just a bathroom at the end. And you will be seeing the building of the rest of the village, just not the interior, because I saved that for the second video because it takes so long to furnish the interior of the buildings. So I split it into 2, and they're 2 shorter videos than my last one, so hopefully that makes it a bit more easy to watch. I took inspiration from an Instagram post I saw that was just an image of what looked like only one of these little rentals, and it had these beautiful slidings and shingles on the outside, which really reminded me of Harrie's coastal collection and the wallpaper you found in that. So I really wanted to use those in this build because they're some of my favorites. So I tried to keep it consistent throughout the build, the exterior, like for the looks for all of the buildings. So they all have that little bit of the roof that juts out and forms a little sort of cover for your Sims at the entryways of each building. And this middle building here is that I would divide into 3, and it will have a sort of communal area for eating in the middle, and then it has a gym on the right hand side there, and also a laundromat on the other side. And I also put a pool at the back, so there should be plenty of things for your Sims to do. So I chose black windows and doors for all the builds. They're all matching, because I thought it was a nice contrast to the softer colours of the building and the fencing. And I wanted it to be a sort of more chic country feel. And I thought it looked really beautiful in this lot in Henford-on-Bagley. It's one of my favourite worlds, so I build in it a lot. I like to build more modern things, but I also like it when they have a bit of a country twist to them. So in this first rental, you can see I'm trying to use more colours in these builds. So this first one, I think I go for a bit of a blue theme, and I put that through in all the furniture and obviously the wallpaper. And because these are such small rentals, it was a bit of a challenge to furnish them. So I made them into a bit of like a studio apartment style, where the bedroom is in the living room and also the kitchen. So it's all just the one room. In this particular rental, I used a lot of Myshunosun's CC, which I love their stuff. It's really beautiful, and the colours are always just stunning. So I used their kitchen, their bed, I think their desk, and as much as I could in this one rental. I find their stuff to be almost playful. They use such great colours, and I love to use them in my builds, especially when I'm going for something that has a bit of a fun colour in it. So I made the kitchen kind of like a galley kitchen, I suppose. It just goes along one wall. I thought that was best for such a small space, to try to just not take up too much space with the kitchen, and there's enough counter space for them to be able to make a meal and have everything they would need. And I chose this sort of soft grey, almost blue-grey kitchen for this one, because I just thought it complemented the blue really nicely. And also that flooring from Harrie, which I use a lot because I love it so much. And I tried not to overclutter with my decorating. I tend to go a little overboard sometimes, so I tried to pull it back and just make it somewhat minimal, as minimal as I get anyway. And I'm pretty sure this is the only rental I actually remember to put a bin in, so I will try to update that before I upload this to the gallery, to make sure they all have some bins so they're actually functional. And I found this a little bit tricky to actually furnish, the placement of the couch and the TV as well as the desk. I think I worked it out okay. When I do these builds, I try to think how I would actually do it in real life. I've lived in a few tiny places before, and having the dining table behind my couch I've had before. So I kind of did that similar here, but I put it sort of behind where the TV goes. So I thought that worked fine, and it should be functional. I haven't play tested it yet, but I will play test all of it and do that before I upload to the gallery to make sure it's functioning. One trouble I had with this was the rugs. Sometimes I just don't feel like rugs work, at least how I use them in the game. So I'm pretty sure I don't put any in here. But these are all from Myshunosun, these objects. They are really beautiful. I love them. I use them so much when I actually play the game. The colours are really nice, and it's super functional to use in the gameplay. And I tried to give a few actual activity objects, so like the guitar, and there's also a computer for your Sims to use. I tried to make it somewhat realistic I tried to think about a Sim that would live here, so maybe someone who's creative or works from home. So I, tried to furnish it without over-furnishing it. And in these bathrooms, they were, I guess, a little tricky to furnish because they're just the single room, and I like to have a shower in my Sims bathroom. So if I do a bathtub, I try to include somehow the shower. So this one from HeyHarrie and FelixAndre is a really good one, especially in this space. It just fits perfectly, and I really love this CC. I think it's from the Basics set. It's one of my favourites. It's a classic that I use in a lot of homes. It just goes well. Bathrooms aren't my favourite to furnish, so I did the best I could. Here I'm just doing a bit of landscaping. I tried to just join everything with a path or the terrain paint, and I just tried to fill it up with some lovely flowers that I thought suited the area and were soft. So I love the purple from the lavender, and I tried to keep the tones pretty similar throughout, so they all should have matching sort of landscaping around each unit. I do move the middle building to make some more space, so it's even, because at the moment it's not very even, the space between both these buildings. So yeah, just filling in the landscape. I don't show all of it because it would take forever, and I'm just trying to make it seem natural yet manicured. And I don't put too many activities in each little courtyard bit, so I put a bit of gardening in each. But I didn't put any barbecues because that's what the main community space is going to be meant for. So that's where I want the communal sort of area to go. And because they don't have a huge amount of space, I just want to put things here that they can't sort of really do outside of it. So like if they want their own plants that nobody's going to take, then they need it to be in their own little space and not a communal thing. So I tried to, keep things that I thought should be shared out in the community space and just things that they want on their own in their own little space. I use here, this is from Pierism. I love this outdoor setting. It is the cutest thing. I'm pretty sure it's from the Precious Promises collection, which is one of my favorite. I love that one. I use it all the time. I have a little, I called it, I think something like the Petite Chapel. I can't quite remember, on my gallery, which is a little wedding place I made that I use all of these Precious Promises objects in it, and I think it's the favorite build I've ever done. It's really beautiful if you want to see it. I should have filmed it, but I didn't. But it's a really nice one. So yeah, I'm just trying to not clutter it too much, I suppose, outside. Just give them the basics, make it somewhat enjoyable for them, give them some things to do. I put some sort of trellis up on the side here, also from Myshunosun, which I use a lot. It's a really nice one. And now you're just going to see a lot of a bit more landscaping between now and the next little rental. So I might just put some music in until I get there because I don't have much to say about the landscaping. It's some lovely trees, some lovely rocks. So I will meet you again when we get to the next rental. Okay, here we are in the second rental. This one is my favourite, I think, out of all of them. I used the mid-century style. A lot of it, I think all of it's from Pierism. I think it's just their MCM collection and also their, I think it's Unfold or Fold collection. I can't quite remember what it's called, which I love. And there's this sofa bed that they have in it that I've been dying to use for the longest time. So I finally got to use it in this because I just thought it looked so cool with the other mid-century stuff, and I never really had an excuse to use that bed, that fold-out sofa bed. So I've used it in this, and I think it looks really cool, and I can't wait to play in this one specifically when the new for rent comes out. So yeah, in this rental, it is all Pierism, one of my absolute favourites. You can see here, I've trying to use a lot of the Fold collection they made. I just love that table, and their wood tones are just stunning. I love it. So I use this little divider, like sort of bookshelf divider in between the kitchen and where I put the bed / sofa, which I know it doesn't work as an unfoldable item in the game, but I don't think, when I play it specifically, I probably wouldn't bother changing it to the regular couch and back. I will just leave it as is. I just think it looks really cool. This is the fold out bed. I love it. I love the green as well. So I chose to go with dark woods and green in this rental. They're some of my favourite colours, and I would love to live in this one. It is really cute. And you'll see that I fail a bit in what I said that I wouldn't overfurnish. I feel like I did a bit in this one. I just get carried away, and it's really fun. And I don't think I have that much more to say about the build at the moment. I don't know how people do it. Find things to talk about for 20 minutes. I definitely struggle. It is not my forte. But I'll leave you here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of it. The second part will be up soon, where you'll see the other 2 rentals. They are slightly bigger. They all have 2 bedrooms or 1 bedroom and a study. One I designed to have maybe a family with 1 child or 2 if you want to squeeze them in, and the other one I just did for maybe a couple who need an office, like a proper office. So yeah, after this one, the next one will be up soon, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah, I had a lot of fun building this one, and I can't wait for the new game to be out and to see it in action. So thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.